The moment Karen stormed across the neatly trimmed lawn, her heels stabbing the ground like weapons, the peaceful neighborhood fell silent. The black man sitting casually on the porch didn't even flinch. He leaned back in his chair, watching her fury unfold. She pointed at him with trembling rage, shouting words loud enough for the nearby houses to hear. But the real shock wasn't her anger. It was the two police officers quietly approaching behind her. She had no idea her world was about to collapse again. Watch till the end. Wait a second. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments. And make sure to subscribe for more powerful and inspiring stories just like this one. The narrator explains that years ago, Karen had ruled this neighborhood like a tyrant. As HOA president, she believed she controlled everything: the lawns, the decorations, the parking spaces, even the residents' attitudes. But the person she targeted most was the new black homeowner who moved in with hopes of peace and privacy. He became her obsession. Every week, he received new HOA violations: grass too high, porch chair too large, vehicle too dark, curtains not community friendly. Nothing he did was acceptable to her. And although the neighborhood quietly witnessed the discrimination, nobody dared to challenge her authority until she went too far. An investigation later revealed that Karen had been misusing HOA funds, forging signatures, and selectively enforcing rules based on race. Her fall was swift. She went to prison, and the neighborhood finally breathed again. But the narrator reveals something Karen never imagined. While she was locked away, the man she hated quietly rose to power. While Karen served time, the neighborhood changed, mainly for the better. The bank seized several homes tied to Karen's fraudulent activities. One by one, they went on auction. Few noticed who bought them until the narrator reveals it was the same black man Karen once bullied. He purchased not one, but several properties, eventually becoming the largest landowner in the entire subdivision. His calm presence on the porch wasn't new. He had become a symbol of stability and fairness in a community once ruled by fear. The HOA, now under new leadership influenced by his ownership, focused on equality and transparency. But everything shifted the day Karen returned. The narrator describes how she marched toward her old house only to discover it now belonged to the man she targeted. Shock turned into anger. She didn't ask questions. She stormed across the lawn straight to his porch. And that moment is precisely what the picture captures. Karen stood in front of him, pointing aggressively, yelling that he needed to get off her property, as if nothing had changed since before prison. But he sat comfortably, phone in hand, relaxed as if watching a dramatic show. His calmness only fueled her rage. What she didn't notice were the two police officers approaching from behind. The narrator notes that they weren't there for him. They had been called because neighbors saw Karen trespassing and causing disturbance again. For the first time, she was the one being watched, judged, and recorded. As Karen's voice grew louder, the officers stepped closer. She didn't realize it until one of them called her name. She spun around, stunned to see them standing with serious expressions. The narrator explains that multiple neighbors had already filed complaints. The moment she set foot on the property, the black man remained seated, perfectly calm. Then the officers informed Karen that she was trespassing on private property she no longer owned, property purchased legally by the man she had spent years tormenting. Her face drained of color. She tried insisting it was still her neighborhood, but the officers shook their heads. The porch that once symbolized her power now represented her defeat. The world had flipped completely. She was no longer the authority. She was the problem. Karen was escorted off the property, not arrested, just firmly reminded of her new reality. The narrator explains that in that moment, the neighborhood witnessed a decisive shift. The return of a bully met not with fear, but with strength and fairness. The black man didn't smile, didn't taunt her, didn't show any revenge. He went back to his peaceful posture, embodying the calm confidence of someone who had survived injustice and risen above it. Under his ownership, the neighborhood thrived. Laws were fair, people felt safe, and diversity became its strength. Karan's return served as a reminder of the past, but not its future. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's a quiet man on a porch, watching the person who once tried to break him realize she had no power at all. Which country and city are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Drop your country and city below. Subscribe to City Bloom Association for more powerful real-life stories. Take care.